Have you ever wondered why most agents fail with Facebook ads while a select few are actually building an entire business around it? They build brokerages, they build teams. Well, the answer is because most agents fail at the beginning. They're running the same generic ads as everyone else, then they spend a bunch of time on money, they fail, they feel defeated, then they go back to begging their sphere of influence for business. Some of them eventually succeed while most enter the unfortunate statistic of the 80% that fail. So that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to run better ads and what not to do. Because I've noticed a lot of YouTube tutorials, they show you what buttons to click, how to set up your ad, but they don't actually show you how to create an ad. So this video does exactly that. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. And more importantly, you can even steal my ad at the end of this, but I want to give you the foundation of how to build your own unique ad. That's the true value of this video. So let's get started. Here's what you'll learn. Why most ads fail, because that's important to understand what not to do. What are winning offers? What to run in 2025 specifically, and how to find your unique hook and angle. Because we can't just run the same generic ads. When people go left, we have to go right. And I'll show you how to create a simple ad in Canva because that's the easiest way to do it. And we'll launch your ad. So after this video, you'll have everything you need to actually get started today. So here's why most ads fail. They run the same generic ad. I literally just copied this from Facebook Ads Library today, and I apologize if this is your ad. They run it to some Facebook lead form that auto collects information from when you basically joined Facebook. And for a lot of us, that was like 20 years ago. So they're getting old contact information a lot of time, and people aren't really paying attention. So when you call them eventually, you get things like, "Who are you?" and "Stop calling me." That is very common if you don't know what you're doing. And unfortunately, that's what happens to most people. I know this because I've run hundreds of ads, hundreds of offers, and I've talked to over 1,000 individual realtors that have tried to run their own ads and failed. So I have a lot of data to verify this. So how do you actually make a better ad? I'm going to tell you all the components of a good ad. So one of the biggest traps people fall for is they either find these generic ads themselves on YouTube because that's what people are sharing. They're sharing their old ads and they're all running the same things like, hey, get a list of homes or whatever it is you're running right now. And it's not strong enough. It's not unique. It's not something that people care to really click on unless they're desperate. But if you're in real estate, which most of my clients are, everyone has a cousin or college buddy that has a real estate license. So it's very unlikely that they're desperate for your services specifically. So your offer cannot be, hey, I'm John and I do real estate. It's not strong enough. So I'm going to show you how to create a strong and unique offer and give you an example. I'm also going to show you how to create a strong hook because it has to be specific to one demographic. If you are too broad, then it doesn't apply to everyone. So one mistake people make is, well, I want to apply to everyone and therefore more people can click on my ad. Yes, but then you're not strong and unique in your offer. So you have to have a strong hook that's specific to one type of person and one type of person only. And you can create separate ads, but you want to be really strong and unique to one avatar. Your image or video has to stop the scrolling. People on Facebook are not there to shop for real estate usually. They're just there to see their friends' pictures or their cat videos, whatever they're on there for. So you have to grab their attention quickly. And yes, sometimes this means being a little spammy, and that's okay. And you must have a clear call to action. Too many people expect someone to take action without providing them any incentives. So an incentive needs to be low friction, meaning it's really easy to take the step, help them understand what they get for taking the step. And you can ask for more later, but the first step needs to be easy. So how do you actually find your offer and hook? So I'm going to show you the best way, and this is what most people are doing. It's super easy and it's kind of on the gray zone, but I'm going to show you how to steal. So open up Google, type in Facebook Ads Library, and you'll be taken to the Meta Ad Library. over here, you're going to want to put your country, and you're going to want to put your housing category if you're in real estate. And I'm going to create an ad for you. And the ad that I'm going to create is around one specific offer. And yes, I am actually running this right now, but I want to caveat this by saying I'm not saying this is the only ad you should run or that you should even run this ad. I'm going to use this as an example because the offer that I'm going to show you is unique. It is for one specific avatar, and it's got very strong benefits for this one avatar. So it hits those points. But we have so many different offers we're running. I don't want everyone to just make this exact same ad thinking it's going to work for them because what works for some people might not work for others. So this is an ad that we're running for a client that specifically knows how to deal with this kind of client, which is why we're running it. So the ad that I'm going to show you it's called a VA loan. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a type of home funding for active military veterans and also the family of those people because they've through their service of helping the country, they've earned the right to get some benefits of um, what's called a VA loan. So you can get 0% down payment. Anyways, you can chat GPT it, you can Google it. It's got some really nice benefits. So I'm gonna quickly show you how do you actually find the hooks and angles for a VA loan if you're new to ads. If you're running a bunch of ads like me, you kind of inherently know it, but I'm assuming you know nothing. So if I type in VA loan, you can actually see all the people that are running ads for VA loans. And I want to show you a little trick. You don't want to just copy anyone's ads because they might be losing money hand over fist. You don't know. So one thing you want to do is just go to the filter and filter back a couple months. So right now it's February 25th. I'm going to go back to December 25th. It's Christmas, coincidentally. I'm going to apply two filters. And the reason I'm doing this is because if they've been running ads for a couple months, most smart business owners won't want to bleed money for several months. And you can go back further. I just went back 2 months. So these ads are more likely successful than ads you're seeing right then and there, right? And 2 months is not that far back, so it's not like they would have fatigued by now. So you can see all these different ads for the VA loans, and this is where you can steal, but steal ethically because you're just getting ideas. You're not going to copy their ad word for word. You're not going to copy their image word for word, but you're here to find ideas for VA loans. In this example, I'm going to find what hooks are working, what angles are working, and what images are working. And I'll show you how to actually innovate on this. So if you scroll down here, let's just go through this really quickly. What are the things that people are promoting about VA loans? So this is a big one, $0 down payment. That is a unique offer that is specific to folks like this, and you can very quickly see people that look like you, right? So you want to try different images, but 0% down payment is one. So we're going to mentally and physically take a note down, write down $0 down payment. That is a strong hook and offer specific for the VA loans. Let's see what else people are offering. Yeah, $0 down, $0 down. Let's keep scrolling because we want different options, right? All right, so this is I don't want to expose people too much, but this is a company that changed their page just around a specific offer. So that's actually a good idea if you can do that because it shows that you specialize in helping that one person. So what they're showing is 0% down, no credit score, no minimum credit score. They highlighted this in yellow. So that means that they've been running ads for since October 2024. So it's been a while. So we're going to write down no minimum credit score as a unique hook and offer for this broader offer. So we have two now. We have $0 down and no minimum credit score. Now you might not know this about me, but I actually got my mortgage license years ago because I wanted to be a better marketer, not because I ever wanted to do mortgages. Uh, Not that it's a bad job. A lot of people make really good money making mortgages, but I know that this is kind of different, right? Like inherently, you'd know that you probably need a minimum credit score. So if you ever get stuck, like what is this offer? obviously you don't want to run an ad to something that you cannot fulfill. So the best way to do this, I didn't have this when I got my mortgage list. I wish I did. Go on Chat GPT and type in, how can I get qualified for a VA loan with bad credit? And you'll find out the answer to this. It's possible if under following conditions, right? So lenders typically require around 600 credit score, which is what I know to be true. And some lenders are more lenient, but they may require other things. So you're just confirming, like, okay, this is how I would fulfill. And if you're trying to fulfill on this as a real estate officer, or sorry, a real estate agent or a loan officer that maybe you partner with, then you would want to be able to highlight, who are these lenders? Do they exist in my area? And let me make sure that this is all legit before I start advertising it. So that's just a little sidebar. So now we found our two unique hooks and angles, and let's go back. So now I'm inside Canva. And if you don't have a Canva account, you can actually create one for free. All you have to do is go to canva.com, and to get to the image, most images are 1 by 1. So you just search for 1 by 1, or you can do Instagram post square. So that's what I did. These are squares. And remember, we have two angles. I'm going to write them out here. We have $0 down and get qualified with for credit, right? So these are the two angles that we found to work for other people. And now we need to create a attention grabbing image and also some verbiage around this. So again, like, you can go back and see what, let me make my stupid face smaller. You can see what images are working. So, like, this one's got a bunch of words on it. It worked for this guy. I don't typically recommend it. This person's got like just more basic stuff, which tends to work a little better. But I'm actually going to go with the one we saw earlier, where it was a guy who clearly matches the avatar. You can try it with women, you can try it with men, but you'll know who your avatar is, right? So you want to try different images. But this guy just says $0 down payment and no PMI. I don't know if people know what PMI is, so I'm just going to go with $0 down payment. And I'm going to create a second one with our second offer. So if you want to create something like this, it's super easy. You can, I don't recommend using templates all the time, but you can use it for ideas. So let's just see if we can find something, right? So veteran, yeah, it's a little bit too generic instead of just a flag. So I'm going to look for a picture of a veteran. Right, so this is pretty good. You got like this nice family, because when people buy homes, they're thinking about generational wealth. They're thinking about their family. So this is gonna fit that, right? But you don't want it, like, this looks pretty ugly right now. So what I'm gonna do is just make it look a little bit nice. So I'm just gonna add some shapes in. Again, like, this purpose of this video is not like a design video, right? This is kind of just to show you how to create your ad. So you have your we're just gonna do a call out. So I'll do attention veterans. And you want to just make this eye popping. You want to make it like much bigger. And get your dream home with $0 down payment. And you might want to just change this color. It's pretty ugly. Let's could do better. Yeah, so I mean, I, obviously you'd want to make it look better than this. This is not a design video. Um, but the reason I used white, red, and blue, I might change the tints. It's just because that's the American color. You can see the flag behind you, so it's like, oh, I'm an American veteran, right? So you can do attention veterans, active military, etc. This is just one example, but we've made ads like this before, and it does work. Remember, the image is not to explain how VA loans work. The image is to grab their attention and then they click on the next button. So that's all the image is for. So you have to really understand what is the purpose of the image to get the attention of the person that you want to get so that they click. And that's it. All right. So now that you created the image for your ad, now that you have your hook and angle, you need to launch the ad. So all you have to do is go to adsmanager.facebook.com or type in Facebook Ads Manager in Google, you'll find it. And if you don't have an account, in a separate video, I show you how to create the account, but I don't want to waste people's time because most of you probably have an account. And if you don't, watch my other video. So to create the ad, go to campaigns, create. This is my demo account. And you're going to create a leads ad. Go to continue. I go manual because I don't like the recommendations. We just seen better results with manual. And make sure you select the housing category. Very important. If you don't select it, your ad will probably get taken down. And if you do this too many times, your account will get taken down. So name it so that you know exactly what the ad is for. Typically, I go with the offer, so VA loan. And I will go with the date, so like February 2024. All right, so scroll down. Campaign objectives, fine. I don't use Advantage campaign budget because I like to use ad set level budget. I'll explain why. It's just for better control. Then you go to next. And now you named your ad set. The ad set part is where you target. So we, unfortunately, with the special housing category that we picked, it limits your targeting, but you do have to let the algorithm target the right people for you. And there's different ways to do that. And I'll show you what I mean. But we're going to name this VA. We're going to name this whatever city you're in. So if you're running this in, let's say, Texas, you want to call it Texas. And then you want to explain to yourself so you know how you set the actual targeting. So we're going to use instant forms. We're going to use a page. Okay, let me just pick a random page. So obviously you would pick your Facebook page. If you don't know how to create one, watch my other video. We're not using dynamic creatives. So dynamic creative basically is like if you have 3 images, you'll let the algorithm decide which one is the best. I find that it tends to screw it up a lot. So I like to control everything with one ad set, one image. Daily budget, this is kind of up to you, but I recommend you set it to around the budget that you expect to lead for. Watch my other videos. I kind of break down the KPIs, but let's just use $10 for this one. And start date, you can start it right away, but I find starting in the morning is best. And okay, so locations, obviously, if you're doing this in Texas, you want to not target a whole country. A lot of people screw this up and they target a whole country and they get really weird leads. So let's say you're in Dallas, right? So you want to do, oh shoot, I set it for Canada. All right, let's pretend we're doing this in Toronto. So in the campaign level, that's where you set the country. I must have left it at Canada, so I do apologize. So let's do Toronto. And you can change the way you target, but you have to do minimum 15 mile. I know it's kind of annoying. So if you're serving Toronto and this whole area, you can change the radius. Let's just say 21 miles. And don't go too big because if you're a real estate agent, like you don't want to be driving 2 hours to fulfill on a client. Languages, I usually leave it all, but if you're in an area where there's like a lot of Spanish people, as an example, you might want to choose English. All right, so placements. Because we're doing an image ad, I find with manual placement, it does work better than Advantage. Because when you do Advantage, it starts showing it in weird places. So I always get rid of audience network. I never found that to be better. And since we have a square image, we're not doing stories and reels. It shows up weird. We're not doing in-stream. We're not doing search results. We're just doing feeds and marketplace. And I usually turn off explore as well, just from like doing this many times. We just found feeds and marketplace to be the best. You can test it. But that's what we found. So, sorry, going back to naming, right? So now that we've set everything up, so we're doing Toronto, or I think it's with 21 miles, feeds, and market. And we left it broad, meaning we didn't do interest. Honestly, I usually leave it blank anyways, because the biggest mistake people do is they hire a media buyer from somewhere cheap. And those people are literally just pushing buttons. They're like, oh, let me try this targeting, let me try that targeting. When instead, you should be trying different offers, different images, different hooks. That's 80% of your results. So don't fall into the trap of hiring someone to push buttons for you because that's not where the value comes. Hire someone that's done this hundreds of times, tested different images, tested different offers, and know how to set up the backend because actually converting these leads and getting support for that, that's really where the money's made. So if you need help with that, reach out to me. That's what we do. We don't just push buttons. We actually create ads unique to you, and we even do videos, which we find work really well. Watch my other video for that. So anyways, this is where we create the ad. So we do VA loan image one, and just so you know what image you're testing, right? So this is the one with the family red, blue. Uh, I'm just naming it something that would refresh my memory. And we are going to create a form. So if you remember earlier from my video, you will have seen that most people make the mistake of running a form with no questions and super generic. So we're going to call this, like, your form has to be specific to your avatar and your offer. So we're going to call this VA loan form. I do more volume, and okay, so go to next. All right, so you don't really need a background image. I haven't found it to be super helpful, but headline is very important. So the headline is basically giving them some sort of direction. So let's you approved for your VA loan. And by the way, you might be wondering, like, hey, Jeff, you said this is a real estate ad, right? Like, why are you showing me a mortgage ad? The reason I'm showing you this offer is because it works for real estate and mortgage. And I know a lot of you actually have both licenses. But even if you're just a realtor, what you can do is you can use this as a segue to get attention and then sell them their dream home. Because when you find people that are interested in getting home funding, it's very likely they haven't started looking at homes with a realtor. So you're the first person they meet and you're getting them at the right time. And you're adding a ton of value, whether it's through you or your partner, so that you can then get sticky and meet them in person and close them. So over here, let's get you approved for your VA loan. It's specific to them. Um, just two quick questions or however many questions you want to ask them, right? So that they know, like, okay, this is not going to take that long. Again, you want to reduce friction. All right, so over here, email, full name, you need a phone number. Make sure you get a phone number. So you can add a phone number. I find name, email, phone number works the best because it's low friction, slightly lower friction, and then more friction. But by the end, they've already included their name and email, so it's too late. They're more likely going to convert. So we want to ask them questions. So the questions you want to ask them should be specific to what you need. And Facebook is very finicky. You can't really ask them for personal information because of their policies. I do recommend you read their policies, but there's kind of ways around it. And like I'll show you what I mean. If you put in what's your address, this is not relevant for this ad. I just want to give you an example. And this is the secret sauce, right? Like, you won't know this until you've run a bunch of ads. But if you ask a question, we do this for listing agents, like, what's your address? Facebook's gonna most likely flag your form and be like, you can't run this ad. But if you've run hundreds of ads and tested many things, you kind of figure out the workaround. So one thing that you can ask is, what is the address of the home in which you'd like a home evaluation? So it's like a roundabout way of asking their address. And for some reason, Facebook allows that. So again, Facebook changes their algorithm all the time. You need to test so many different things to figure little tricks like that out. But I want to show you a few tricks. So we typically ask a multiple choice and then a short answer question, because short answer, you have to physically type something. So when you're on your phone, like looking at cat videos, it's really easy to be like yes, no, or like option A, submit the lead form, and you don't remember. But if you type in something, it tends to get you higher quality leads. So a multiple choice answer could be like, are you active military, veteran, or family of, and you can put yes, no, right? And if they're no, it doesn't mean they're a bad lead. They still needs help, right? So this is just for you to know. And then ask question, a short answer question could be like, it could be anything. Like, what area are you looking to buy-in, because this is important information for you, but also it's something that they have to type in, right? So it's not just like, oh, what area and then option A, option B, they actually have to type it in. So now we have all of this information. We go next. Ugh, uh, description. All right. So this is pretty stupid. No one reads this, but just type in something like, let us learn a bit about you. Okay. Next. Privacy policy. Okay, just take your privacy policy or any privacy policy that you can find. I'll show you an example. If we go to my website, Nurture, um, we have a privacy policy over here. I'll take this, I'll put it in here, and then just change this to privacy policy and go to next. All right, and this last page is super important. This is where a lot of people screw up. They just leave this here. So remember, you have to get them to take a next step. You don't want just a form, you want an appointment, right? So instead of saying you're all set, put like one more step. Click the link below and get your free consultation now. So you want them to get to the next step. And then you go to website, link your Calendly email here. If you don't have a Calendly, I do recommend you get something like that, but even better is a landing page. So I'll show you an example. So we have a landing page, and I'm actually updating this. I can do better. But you want them to have congruency. So it's like, hey, get your free consultation. All right, let me click. All right, get your free consultation, right? Then you want something above the fold, which is like what they see right away for them to take action. If I could redo it, I'd probably have a little bit more of an incentive plus a button. But anyways, over here we have testimonials. So we have different clients. We have videos. So video is always a little bit better. How many of this guy got 5 clients in just a few months with us, as an example. And then you have more testimonials. Just keep it really simple. Don't run it to your website unless your website is like a landing page. So it has to be congruent to the offer. So that's what I would recommend. So anyways, we'll create the form. I'll link it to here and click here to get your free consult. I probably won't say consult. This needs more congruency. So your free pre-approval get, right? Because then they're like, okay, I want to get approved. So create form. All right, so we got our form. We got our setup done. Now we need to insert the ad. So all we need to do is go to single image, set up creative image ad, and then we insert the ad that we created in Canva. So over here, and again, I would probably update this a little bit. I just want to show you. Download. Just download that one page. So done. Download. It's gonna download. And now, little pro tip: don't fill this out because Facebook is so glitchy. It's probably gonna get deleted later. Just go to next. Go to media. Go to upload, and find the ad. Go to next. See, we did it properly. The original is 1-to-1, so we don't even need to crop it. Enhancements, sure. Done. Okay, perfect. So now you just need, remember what we told you about headline, right? So this is part of the hook. It's over here, and you need congruency, meaning things need to match. So if you want to see what headlines other people are using, again, you can just go back and see what other people are using. Get your free consultation. Don't miss out on these VA mortgage rates, right? So if you want to find a good hook, use your expertise, use your common sense, but also look at what's working for other people. So a lot of people are advertising mortgage rates because you actually get a pretty good rate when you join the VA loan program. So let's see what other people are doing. Yeah, so most of them are just doing like talk to us or get a good rate. I like getting a good rate. So let's do that. access to low rates. And I don't know why, sometimes emojis work a little bit better. So point right. Special low rates is even better because it's like, it actually is true. You do get special low rates. Um, you can get pre-approved now. So these are kind of the offers, right? Let's like get pre-approved now for $0 down. And primary text, this is really important. When you write a primary text, pretty much only the first sentence shows. So, uh, attention, active. So this is a veteran, right? So veteran, active military, and family members get get into your dream home with $0 down. Okay, so you can actually see what gets shown to most people. No PMI and special low rates. All right, perfect. Everything fits. Um, I don't know why, but it's kind of stupid. Sometimes emojis work. All right, so this is all they see, and this is probably where 90% of people, that's all they'll see. Very few people are going to click on your ad, but you don't want to not finish your ad. You definitely want to explain the benefits. So you've earned the right to take part in a special program with, and then you want to list out the benefits, right? 0% down payment, no no PMI, special low rates, and there are other benefits too. Again, this is not a VA loan video. This is like how to make an ad video, right? So I'm not gonna research everything. I'm just gonna go with these. But more importantly, you have to have a very strong call to action, right? So click learn more below to get approved. So one thing I forgot to mention that is super important is legal compliance. So I'm not here to give you legal advice, but many states or in here in Canada provinces, they have requirements for listing your mortgage license, brokerage number, all that stuff. So make sure you know what is required of you and enter it here. So it could be like Jeff Pang, mortgage agent level 2, brokerage X, license number, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, just make sure you follow your compliance rules whenever you make these ads. The strong call to action is actually in the form. It's over here and it's over here. So they need to take action, and the call to action, I don't know why learn more just always converts better, because I think it's because it's just low friction, right? It's not like you have to do anything, you just have to learn. So we created your ad, and now we go to publish. And because this is a demo account, it's going to tell me to add payment information, but you won't have that because you will have added your payment information. So hopefully you got a ton of value from this video. We talked about how to find an offer, create a strong hook, create an attention grabbing image, have a clear call to action. What we did not talk about is honestly the most important part of making money from ads is what do you do after you get the lead? So that is super important. And that in itself is a separate video. So watch my next video because honestly, yes, people mess up at the beginning because they don't have something unique, and yes, they have elements of their ad missing, but the truth is most people screw up because they just don't know how to turn a cold lead from the internet into someone that trusts you with the biggest investment of your life. So if you're one of those people that think, oh, my lead quality sucks, everyone's a tire kicker, unfortunately, the problem might not be the ads, it might be you, but there's a way to fix it, and I'll show you in the next video. If you are overwhelmed with all of this and you'd rather us just do everything yourself using ads that we've tested from running hundreds of ads, book a call with us and we'll help you out. But otherwise, see you in the next video.